Welcome to CSD Bootcamp Day 7. Please make sure you put your name and today's date. It is 4/17/13, as well as your English period before you begin. Let's go ahead and review the objective for today. Students will be able to independently work towards mastery of various topics by completing topic lesson cycles and record their progress by checking off each completed lesson on a progress tracker. Go ahead and complete number 1 right now, which is to review the objective and rate your current level of understanding with regards to the objective. Once you have done that, you're ready to move on to number 2. Question 2 says, which sentence uses the correct verb tense? Okay, verb tense. We've talked about this a few times before. Okay, so this means verb tense. Is it in present tense, past tense? Is it actively happening right now? That would be with an ing, okay? So we want to look for which one is then the correct verb tense. Remember that we talked about that thing called subject-verb agreement, meaning that everything in the whole sentence either has to be in past tense or every word has to be in present tense. So let's go ahead and take a look at our options. Option A, by the time we arrived, the play had already begun. Okay, so I see by the time we arrived, past tense, had is past tense already, and then begun is past tense. So it looks like everything is in the correct verb tense in this sentence. I'm going to put an asterisk by it and just make sure that I am correct. Let's look at option B. It says, by the time we arrived, the play has already begun. So I see arrived, past tense, has, that is present tense. So already I see this is not in subject-verb agreement. Arrived is past tense and has is present. So it is not B. Let's cross off B. C, by the time we arrived, there's past tense, the play had, that's past tense, so far we're okay, already began. Began is present tense. It needs to be past tense like begun. So I'm going to cross off C because it is not correct. D says, by the time we arrived, the play has already began. Okay, so we have present, but then we have past. So if this had been by the time we arrive, the play has already began, then it would be okay. But because we have that one past tense, it is not in the correct verb tense. That means we were correct. A is the answer, and now we can be confident that our answer is correct. Let's go ahead and look at number 3 after we circle A. Number 3 says, read the sentence. When Kate turns 12, she blank completed half of 6th grade. Which of these best completes the sentence? Will be, will have, will already, or will have been. Okay, so we need to make sure that we're in the same verb tense, and we also can input our answers right here to make sure they make sense. So right now I see when Kate turns 12, this is future tense right here, she will, and then we have past tense, half of 6th grade. Okay, so we need it to be in future tense. So will is in future tense. Which other one is in future tense? Okay, she will have completed, or I'm sorry, she will be completed half of 6th grade. That doesn't sound correct. I'm going to cross that off. She will have completed. That sounds good, and it's in future tense. I'm going to asterisk it and just make sure I'm correct. C says she will already completed. Okay, it is not, that sounds like something's missing. When Kate turns 12, she already completed half of 6th grade. Well, if this is in future, how could she already have done it? That is not correct. I'm going to cross off C. D, will have been. When Kate turns 12, she will have been completed half of 6th grade. Been is not appropriate. It does not go there. It's not future tense, okay? So we are right. The answer is B. Let's go ahead and circle that. Let's look at question number 4. Which sentence is written correctly? Okay, so again, we're looking at sentences. A, when the plane arrives, we will had already hung the welcome sign. Okay, so let's see. There's something that doesn't sound quite right. I see the word arrives, which is present tense. When the plane arrives, or future tense, excuse me. And then I see we will, which is future, will. And then I see this, had already hung and hung. Those are past tense. Okay, so that is not correct. Those do not go together. Let's cross off A. When the plane arrives, we will have already hung the welcome sign. Okay, so this sounds correct, but we have this word hung, which is past tense. Okay, and if you notice, that's in every single sentence. And let me tell you why that's okay to have it in past tense, because it says we will have already, meaning we already did it in the past, hung the welcome sign. So this sounds correct. I'm going to put an asterisk and just make sure nothing else sounds better, the better choice. Okay, when the plane arrives, we had already hung the welcome sign. Okay, so again, we have arrives and had. Okay, those two cannot go together. One is future, one is present, and one is past. Let's cross off C. When the plane arrives, we will already hung the welcome sign. Okay, so something is missing right here. We will already. So we actually do need this have right here. We will have already hung. So that lets me know that D is not it, and we were correct. B is the right answer. Go ahead and circle B, and you're ready to move on to question 5. Question 5. Which sentence uses the correct tense of the verb? Okay, so again, we're looking for verb tense. A, before he started playing soccer, Bernard had practicing the violin every day. Okay, so had practicing, something is not right. I have past tense and then I have active tense, ing, right? He is practicing it, okay? So something does not make sense here. Let's cross this off and see what else our options are. Christy has learned to play the flute when she was 10. So we have has right next to, that's present, learned, past. Those cannot go together. It is not B. Let's cross off B. C, the members of the choir have arrived for practice. Okay, so I see members of the choir have arrived for practice. So they have already done this, right? That's why this is past, and this is letting us know that they have already done it. So far, I don't see anything wrong with this sentence. I'm just going to check D and make sure I'm right. Anna have played the trumpet for 2 years. Anna have played. That just does not sound right when I read it. It's because we're missing something. Anna, it should be has played the trumpet for 2 years, right? So let's cross off D, and we know the answer is C. We were right. Go ahead and circle that. Please make sure you turn your page and go over your champs before moving on to your video lessons. Please remember that we're at a conversation level, volume 0, 100% of the time. If you need help, raise your hand and wait for the instructor to come and answer your question. Your activity is to stay on only the websites assigned and respect the materials as they are very expensive. Your movement, do not get out of your seat without permission, and we'll know you're participating if you're working independently, which is by yourself only. You are now ready to get out your tracker, figure out where you left off from yesterday, and start your video lessons.